a bad, ugly, UGLY, they ain't got no alibi kind of football game up until a couple of big tipping points. Obviously, the Jonathan Taylor fumble. And how the Broncos responded. And the Nick Bonito house call for the second consecutive game. Not week, but second consecutive game. Look, I know it was ugly. I know Bo was bad, and we're going to talk about all of those things, but they found a way to win. A game in which they had less than 200 yards passing. This is a shocker. Less than 100 yards rushing.
Oh, my God.
They still scored more points than the Kansas City Chiefs have scored all year long.
Yes.
And got a win and put their playoff percentages to 91%. So I know it was ugly. No, it didn't feel good. Hey, but a win is a win is a win.
Well, there's many ways to look at this, and the best way to look at it is the positive way. They flipping won. They would have lost this game.
Oh, yeah.
Every year since Super Bowl 50, don't give me the Trevor Siemian mirage. That was a fantasy. This is reality. This team is good. This team is good. They didn't play good, all right? And I know they haven't played anybody. How many times we're going to hear that today from the people out there? Again, forfeit every game, Drew Spivak. Forfeit every game until you can actually say they play. Are the Chargers somebody? Chargers are falling apart, man. You got an opportunity to keep this win streak going, and they won.
The Chargers gave up 41 yesterday.
Yes, to Baker the Baby Maker. So, you're going to go out there to L.A., you're going to play some good football, and you're going to bounce back, and Bo's going to learn. That's the crux of the conversation. Defense, thank you, Lord. Marvin Mims, thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
Bo Nix, hey, you and Court were off the page there a little bit. 2 of those 3 picks were on Court. I've watched the coach's tape. 2 of the 3 picks were on Court. Not calling him out, but even Sean Payton during the game was yelling at Sutton after those first 2 picks.
He laid into Sutton after the first one.
Yes. So, we can talk about it honestly. This doesn't mean they're going to the Super Bowl, but damn it, I don't want anyone out there to be like, well, they didn't deserve to win. Well, they did. Okay, the chips were lined up. The dominoes were set. They knocked them down. They did what they needed to do. And not only did they win, they won big because of that defense.
Yep. And again, we've been saying this over and over and over. It's not like Sean Payton and Bo Nix, when Bo was drafted in April, sat down and go, you know what? Give us the Colts on December 15th. I think that's going to be great for our playoff chances.
Right.
They didn't pick who the opponents were. And as I say over and over and over, the schedule is what it is because they've sucked so bad for 8 straight years that they do have one of the weaker schedules in the NFL. That'll be a changing because of what their record will be by the time we get to January 4th or 5th and it's the final regular season game. But I mentioned their playoff chances, north of 90%, right there at around 91%.
Nice.
Now you play on Thursday night, as you mentioned. You beat the Chargers. You're already a playoff team. Now you're really sitting pretty for that 6th seed and giving us the Disney movie that would be Denver at Pittsburgh wild card weekend.
Well, and on this show, you're going to learn so much, and we're not going to be right on everything, and when we're wrong, we're going to tell you we're wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Or burn the tape so you guys never hear it. One of the two.
We're emotional and opinionated. That's what happens on this program, but we had said on Friday during the game plan show of watch for quick slants. That's there for the tight end if they want it.
Right in the middle of the field.
And then those slants will turn into slant and goes. Now, it was a stutter go. It wasn't a slant go. It wasn't a slug go. But still, Cortland Sutton with that beautiful route.
Wide open.
Breaking ankles, wide open to get this offense a little bit of a spark there at the end. But they were sparked by Marvin Mims. They were sparked by this Broncos defense, and they won. So when we told you struggle, improve, excel, we had said, hey, Bo's going to have a game where he throws 3 picks. I'm not going to lose my mind. He threw 3 picks. I'm not losing my mind.
Yeah.
I have zero concerns that were raised, and I honestly don't care what anybody says. I don't care what the haters say. I don't care what anybody says. You shouldn't be overboard on what you saw from Bo Nix. Why? Because he's going to take all those flipping mistakes, and he's going to learn from every one of them, and I love that for Bo because he's going to get better because of this game. Struggle, improve, excel. He was back struggling.
Oh, big time.
Big time.
It's the worst game he played since New York City week 4.
And now think about that. We often take the 25,000-foot view, maybe because you were a pilot. Are a pilot. Wait, do you have to renew your pilot's license?
No longer, yeah.
You have to renew it.
You do have to renew it.
Once a year?
You have to do a certain amount of touch and goes, a landing and takeoff in a 90-day period, and I haven't done one in about 15 years.
Okay. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
But I would still trust you if we needed to land the plane.
You'd be all right.
But 25,000-foot view. This was Bo Nix's worst game of his rookie season. He threw 3 touchdowns, and they won 31-13. Hey, oh, my God, the kid was terrible. 3 touchdowns. And I think the entire bench section, Kev, who's back today, Kev, we love you, man. You're our guy, Kevin Kistner. I need you to look up the exact stadium section that is behind the Broncos bench, because all y'all are on the list. All y'all are on the list because Cortland Sutton said those guys behind the bench were making fun of Bo.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, man, you know, and Court said fans are going to be fans. You tweeted about it. Yeah. I put it in Mile High Monday, like, man alive, fans are going to be fans, but you better believe in Bo because that magic is back. We said it after the Browns game. The magic is back. And, brother, when they play like that and they win going away, that is magic. The Mile High magic has returned. I'm thanking Bo Nix.
I mean, the Taylor drop, the Benito pick, fumble recovery, whatever they have to call it, which is really stupid.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm with you. Now, we are going to talk about Bo being bad because you said it. He went back to struggle, and we are going to talk about why he struggled and what he wasn't doing. We're going to do that here coming up in just a couple minutes at 10:15. But they did find a way to win. I'm with you, man. I don't know why you'd be looking at the negative side of this. They found a way to win playing terrible offensive football. You know what that is? That's a sign of a good football team. And we've talked about depth, not having it. How about Chris Abrams-Drain coming in and stepping up in a big role? A young fellow that has no opportunity prior to yesterday's game and came in and answered the bell. That's the way I'm looking at it. Yeah, Bo was bad, and I'm not going to give him a pass for a lot of this stuff. But Sean and the coaching staff was good enough, really VJ, on that side of the ball, and their special teams and defense did enough to pick up their offense when they were playing poor. The offense is going to have to do that for the defense at some point.
Yes.
The offense and defense are going to have to do that for the special teams at some point. There's a reason there are 3 layers to a football team, and when those 3 layers are all playing perfectly, how often does that happen in a 17-game season? Once a season, and if you're lucky, it hits in all 3. So, yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm looking at this on the other side. The offense was bad, but the defense and the special teams picked them up when they needed it the most, and that's a credit to those units, and it's a credit to those coaches on those sides of the ball.
Look at the way they've won the last 2 games. Cleveland, they were getting worked by Jerry Jeudy. They were getting worked.
Yeah.
And it's the offense that came through and helped that victory. Special teams was okay last time. Special teams, there's a couple little missteps here and there, but overall, special teams, Marvin Mims, man. Get Marvin the ball.
Yeah.
Memo to Sean Payton, and he's already taken that memo.
Yeah.
Get Marvin the ball. And I don't care even how it is. Rudder, receiver, I don't care. He's a tight end, whatever. I don't care. Like, get Marvin the ball, and you see it. 2 of the phases excelled. 1 really struggled, but that's teamwork.
Exactly, dude.
It's making the dream work. And this team, I'm a little mad at our station this morning.
Oh, nice.
I'm a little upset. I'm a little upset.
Why? Stoke, Stink, Mark, Mike?
All those guys. Yeah. But we're running a promo of like, congratulations, Broncos country. You got a winning record. This is... Listen, I know we got a bunch of new people here. And Zach Bai, who I love dearly, has never experienced this, okay? So we can run a promo with the big voice being like, congratulations, Broncos. It ain't about that in Broncos country. It's about getting to the Super Bowl, okay? And that's the standard. So we're going to enjoy this. I'm going to let that promo air. Amanda's so mad at me right now. I'm going to let that promo air, but I'm here to tell you that this is now the standard. Playoffs, we're going, baby. That's what we do in Broncos country.
You eat your heart out, Jim. Playoffs, they're on their way. The Broncos